What up? What up? What up? Welcome back to the Bad Podcast. Brad and Dawain, and here my brother Brad. Brad, what we talking about today, my friend?
Let's talk hecklers. Let's talk naysayers. So I got a excerpt from the new book, Prep Rep Forever, on sale, pre-order only right now. But here we go. Self-doubt is the most consistent heckler you'll ever meet. It doesn't yell, it whispers. It's patient. It waits for the quiet moments, for the stillness between effort and outcome. It doesn't wear a villain's mask. It wears the disguise of logic, caution, even humility. But underneath all of that, it's fear dressed up as reason.
Boo. No, I was kidding. Let's get it.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
What it look like, what it be like, what it do, man. And here another episode of the Bad Podcast, Brad and Dawain, man. Super excited to come to you. Another Monday, man. Another week. We are on episode 139 episodes. So, man, if you're just finding this podcast, man, you can literally just go back, scroll back up on that podcast catcher on YouTube. We actually have a Bad Podcast playlist, man, and just check out some of the old stuff, and we've been doing this for a while, and we're super grateful for that, man. So always love starting the show the same way. Even when I have my other podcasts, I start the same way, man. I love to thank the listeners, man. You guys, me and Brad, we can talk to ourselves. I mean, we have a good time talking to ourselves, but talking to you guys just is that much more better, if that is a thing. But man, Brad, before we jump in, before you say your what's up, I do want to tell people that's listening right now, we actually have a brand new series in E2M Premium called Train Like Me. And the first trainer up is Coach Mandy, and her actual workout split from the gym and the application from the E2M Premium at home. It's available right now. So people talk about the Mandy's arms, and Mandy stays in great shape. So Train Like Me featuring Mandy is available right now. E2MPremium.com. Sign up and try that out, man. So just wanted to pay the bills before we get started.
Yeah, man. I've been trying a couple of Mandy's workouts, man, and they are. I can already feel my arms. Not really. Man. I'm so dialed in on this bike ride right now that my strength training is kind of taking a back seat, and I'm trying to do 1 or 2 days a week of strength training. It's one of those things, man. You don't use it, you lose it. And like for me, pull-ups are that thing. If I stop doing pull-ups, they go bye-bye in like 5 days. And right now I can do 10 good standard pull-ups, but I haven't done them in probably 5 days. So I'm probably down in that 1 to 3 range. I got long arms, really? Man, and not a lot of upper back.
Long way to go.
Long way to go.
Yeah, especially if you're doing right, B, because a lot of people be doing those half reps.
Yeah.
I'll be seeing them. I was like, bro, you ain't gotta extend, man. But
you ever seen that Mark Wahlberg thing?
Oh yeah,
he was on Ellen DeGeneres. I could do 30. Oh, yeah. He's like, I can do 30 of those.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, come on, Mark.
Yeah. Just trying to stay up with the strength training, but like I said, I'm right now. By the time these people are listening to it, I'm up 40 to 60 miles for 5 days a week, and that's taking up about 3 hours of training per day. And obviously, I got to progress every month and get on up there with the miles. So I'm feeling stronger. I mean, endurance-wise, I'm feeling great.
All right, man. I love it. I love it. That's when you said that many miles on a bike, man. I don't know, but and that's your thing, and for me this week, when they're listening to this, hopefully I had a good check-in on Friday. Hopefully Eric's not cutting my calories and making me do more cardio, but right now I'm at 4 days a week, calories sitting right around 2,000 per day, so it's not ruthless yet. But it's definitely I know I'm in prep, if that makes sense. Like I'm not starving. Some nights is I posted it's I posted this reel, the dude singing to food. He's like, I'm dreaming of you tonight. Some nights is like that, but it's like in the later part of prep is like that all the time. But and you guys know I love working out, so that part is that's easy. Like that's life. That's like breathing. But cardio is 4 days a week, about 35 minutes, and yeah, man, I feel good.
Yeah. When it comes to when you talk about prep, it's the prep work that gets you on the stage. It's the prep work that gets you to the finish line. And a lot of people just want to get to that finish line. They see you on the stage, right? And we called out Todd last time we were on the pod. He saw you on stage. He's like, I want to do that. People see the glory, people see the fireworks, people see all the shine when you're on the stage and you have the medal around your neck and all that. And they're like, what do I got to do to get there? And you try to explain it. Hey, it's all about preparation. It's all about repetition. So what it comes down to is having vision through the repetition, having vision through all the prep work. Like I can see myself in Orlando. I can see myself strolling into Orlando. I've had at least 50 people reach out and say, hey, I'm flying into Orlando. I'm going to be there when you finish. We're going to have a big old party. Looking to blow the top off of it in Orlando, but I can see that happening. And if you can't see the finish line, like while you're in struggle, while you're in that pain and discomfort, if you can't see that finish line, you can't imagine what you would feel like on stage. That's how you kind of spiral out of control, and you have to keep that vision at the forefront. And I know we're talking about naysayers and hecklers. Just it's organic conversation, D, and I think that's where it went today in a little bit. And yeah, you gotta always keep that vision.
I like it, man. But in having that vision, because I'm a segue for you. In having that vision, man, when you're focused, you had a vision, you're looking at it. It does not go without doubt. It does not go without the same. I ain't gonna say the same number of people say they flying to Orlando, or the same people gonna be waiting or saying, I don't think he's gonna be able to make it.
No.
That's a long way. Listen, y'all. If I had to put Brad in the back of the truck when it comes down 95 through Fayetteville, we gonna make it, brother. But no, but that just as many. And I had to learn this beat because just fortunate, man, to be a likable guy. So all my life I rarely had enemies, and so later in life, you find out that everybody's not rooting for you. They are booing. They are, whether it's on the side, behind your back. And when you realize that, man, then you have to figure out how you want to respond to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the direction that we want to go. So there's the segue, brother. Let's get it.
You're excellent at the segues. But I think that's how life is won. Like the response, right? Response to adversity, response to opposition, response to naysayers and hecklers. Because I very easily, because I think we talked about this last time, but when you start, there's so much excitement. I got so many hype messages like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this. Like you're gonna do awesome, blah blah blah. But when that goes away, all of a sudden the cheerleaders stay at the start line and they're at the finish line. That's where the cheerleaders are, right? They're at the start and the finish, right?
Yeah.
In a real race, that's where they are.
That's where they are.
But in that middle section, I call it the gray. You get the black and the white, and then you get the gray in the middle. In the gray, man, it's daunting. It's scary. The fears are there. It's loud, but in the sense of, oh man, he ain't gonna do it.
Man,
he ain't gonna finish.
Listen, so this reminds me of something. I was a sprinter in high school, so I did 100, I did the 200, but
you got a running background.
Yeah, it was a sprinter. Short distance, Brad. And this goes to the story. So we needed somebody to do the 400, because it was a little 1A school. So we was like, hey, we need somebody to do the 400, such and such is out. Dawain, you do it. And when you start with the crowd, you hear the crowd. When you get on the backside of that field, bro, and it's quiet, that's where they're like, man, let me sit my tail down. So that's when you can't hear the crowd. When you're on that backside of the track, it's just you and your cleats clinking on. That's where the naysayer, that's where the doubt, that's where the noise, that's the gray area you're talking about. Like I remember that so vividly because in the sprint, you hear the crowd the whole time.
Oh yeah,
from the start to the finish, you can hear them and get you hyped. But when you're doing that 400, man, you're on that backside. Yeah, They don't cheer the whole time
Yeah.
you running around the whole.
This is actually kind of fascinating because a lot of people that start this journey, they want to sprint because they want to
Mm,
hear those cheers. They want to
mm-hmm,
get to that finish line as fast as they possibly can. So they try to
mm-hmm,
sprint out the gates, right? And people are cheering for them for the first week, right? And then they have the expectation that, oh, I'm going to be having these cheers, and I'm going to be hearing the hoots and the hollers the entire way. But once it starts to fade away, and
mm-hmm,
it's a faint roar.
mm-hmm,
This is actually a lot harder than I thought. And I'm going to use my mud runs for an example. So I've been
mm,
doing mud runs since 2015. Been doing it for a long time. And it's been the same concept because I don't have a huge property where we do these. So I do like the circles, just like we do
yeah,
with Eager to Run.
mm-hmm,
And on the back side, you can't see anybody. You can't
mm-hmm,
hear anybody. Nobody knows you're out there. And so what I like to do is I like to be at the finish line, start line, finish line, and I give everybody high fives just like Eager to Run. But
mm-hmm,
after everybody passes through once, I like to walk a few laps. And it's
mm,
just funny how many people are at full speed and full effort, all the energy in the world when they pass through that arch. But when I'm
mm-hmm,
walking and I'm on that backside, they don't know I'm there, and they're
uh-uh.
just they're just doing. Then they see me and they're like, whoa, 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 start running. And isn't that just a summary? That's fitness in a nutshell. You see your coach, you're like, oh,
For sure,
I better buckle up here. I got to double
for
down. I got to go
sure,
all in. Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
just how it works. And again, I think when you're on the backside, and you're deep in prep work, you have to keep that finish line. You have to keep that stage. You have to keep that product. Whether it's a book or maybe it's even your relationship or your career. Like you have to
Mm-hmm,
keep. What's it going to be like in 20 years? I use the 3-6-9 rule in all that I
mm-hmm,
do. And here's what I want to talk about real quick on this on the 3-6-9 rule. I'm on the months level. Like I can project my life 3-6-9 months, and a lot of people think they can do the same, but they're not winning the 3 days. So start winning 3 days, and if
mm-hmm,
you can win
mm-hmm,
3 days, try to win 6 days. If you can win 6 days, try to win 9 days, and then you can start working on the 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 9 weeks, and then you can go into the months and then the years. But you gotta take this in levels, and you gotta slow down and really learn throughout the process.
mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's part of the being where you are currently.
Yeah.
We all have aspirations. There's a lot of stuff that we
Hmm.
want to do, but you also got to have the realization of where are you currently. Like,
Hmm.
your win today might be drinking your water.
Yeah.
Your win today might be, we talking about 3 to 6 9 days. I'm talking about 3 6 9 hours or
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
six nine.
Bring it way
Like,
down. Yeah. Micro wins.
like yeah, wherever you are in the process, man, you have to right there where your feet are, man. You have to tackle that thing. And the moment you have vision, we're talking about vision and going back to the naysay, the moment you have it and it challenges someone else, that they definitely speak up then,
Hmm.
when it's something outside of what they can imagine. One of my favorite sayings, and I thought about it as soon as you said what we was talking about, was, the cheapest seats have the loudest boos, like, and I witnessed that, like, because, we blessed enough to be courtside with Jeff. Ain't
Hmm.
nobody courtside booing, bro.
No.
Like, it ain't,
No.
you know what I mean? And
No.
and I've been in the arenas where I was up there at the top, and it's extra loud up there,
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of meaning to this, and there's a lot that can be said about this. I don't want to stir the pot, but there's a lot there's a lot that can be said there. Unless you're Spike Lee, man. Spike Lee's the loudest guy in the
That's
entire
true.
entire court, and he's always courtside. But
That's true. That's true.
he's a rarity. But okay, so you're talking about, you said something that kind of struck something with me. You said everybody has aspirations. Not
Mhm.
everybody has aspirations.
I don't
Um,
know, B.
I don't think, man. I think that's why I think there's a lot of people that are living off the system.
But
Man.
so even those folks, but just because they're not responding to it or chasing it, because I know, like I said, the guys on the corner, they have it in their mind.
Hmm.
They won't go towards it.
Yeah.
So I think everybody has aspirations, just a matter of
I don't
those
know.
that chase it don't.
I think the guys on the corner have it because they've never they're at a level where they know what it feels to be at rock bottom and they want to climb. But
Okay.
here's where I want to take this.
Mm-hmm.
I heard this. I can't remember if it was a podcast or if I read it or if I saw it somewhere. But it's the lower class. It's the low class,
Mm-hmm.
and they're the most apt to climb because they
Okay.
know what it feels to be at the rock bottom. When you're
Mm-hmm.
all the way at the top, you have a sense of accomplishment. You have a sense of success. So
Mm-hmm.
you're already up there and you're going to try to climb higher, but it's those folks in the middle class
Mm.
because they have a sense of accomplishment. They have a sense of success. And and that's where you have a lot of content, you have a
I
lot of
see what you're talking
comfort
about.
there because you've never felt the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You've never felt the top, but you feel good. You feel
Mm-hmm.
good, and you have no aspirations to get out of that because I'm good right here.
Mm.
And what I was gonna say to that is, a lot of people will share their goals, they'll share their purpose, they'll share their aspirations, but
Mm-hmm.
don't share your goals with somebody that doesn't have goals. Don't share your purpose with somebody that doesn't have purpose, because all they're going to do is they're going to be lead. They're not going to be helium. You need helium in your life. You need something that's going to lift you up, not hold you back. And it's those folks, man. Like for me, we grew up middle class. I never had to struggle for a meal. I
Right.
never had a bad pair of shoes on my feet.
So-
I never had and same with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't live up here, so we don't know what that's like. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't hit rock bottom, so we don't know what's down there. So I'm cool right here where
Mm-hmm.
I'm at,
Nah,
and
that's legit.
yeah.
That's legit. Yeah, no, that's a great just the perspective on that. Cause yeah, I didn't think about it like that. But yeah, if you are in the middle, you have to muster it up, as they say,
Mm-hmm.
if you
It's the
want
hardest
more,
place. Yeah.
if you want better, especially when you're comfortable. And we talk about that a lot,
Yeah.
being comfortable. I always tell my friends, man, I thought, I thought we were rich. Well, you couldn't tell me as a kid, like, come on. I mean, both parents, it was
100%.
working, they
Yep.
kept my toy game was always
Yep.
on par. All the kids in the neighborhood, they
Mhm.
was like, oh man, you got the He-Man castle and everything.
We had that. We had it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I definitely can see that, man.
Mhm.
And I guess, when you're in that middle state, and I mentioned, mustering up, trying to aspire to something more. Essentially that's kind of like what we're doing, you know.
Mhm.
And then we can think of people that aren't doing that, that are settling for. So
Mhm.
yeah, that I
Yeah.
I I admit when I'm wrong. I thought I
I don't think there's any right or wrong to it,
yeah, no,
though.
I'm being funny.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know, but I don't think there's any right or wrong to it. And I think about that fella or that lady on the corner, and they know what it feels like to be at the absolute worst of their life, and some of them get caught up and mixed up in things that they shouldn't. But I think most of them have the uncommon iron will to climb, because they don't want to live that lifestyle forever. And like I said, the people at the top, and like you got guys like The Rock, you got guys like Sylvester Stallone that were at the absolute bottom. And I don't know if they necessarily came from that. Sly, I think, came from not a whole
Yeah,
lot. I don't know, I guess, his background, but I mean, he was producing his own movie and he had to sell his own dog because he couldn't afford to keep his dog.
yeah,
And now he's one of the most iconic actors of all time. And The Rock is The Rock is The Rock, and he had
right.
$7 in his pocket.
Yep.
Like, I
Mhm.
mean, I think when you hit rock bottom, you have two choices really. I mean, when you have $7 in your pocket, you climb or you lay down, and a
Mhm.
lot of people would choose to lay down just because it's easier that way.
Yeah, yeah, or they would choose to find a quick fix,
Mm,
as opposed to, like,
yep.
working towards something.
Hmm.
And what made me think about that was, just the amount of people that, play the lottery,
Oh yeah.
and do scratch offs. Like, I even remember Jeff saying his mom used to, daily just stop through there, man,
Hmm.
and, um, that's the you know, a quick come up. And we even talked about this one time before, when we talked about a lot of stuff
Yeah.
about, if getting it fast, and how most people that win, the millions, they don't end well for them. It's really just a decision.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
on your Monday, listen to this podcast, man, wherever you are. It's your decision, man.
Yeah.
What direction you're gonna
Yeah.
lay down, or you're gonna, keep fighting.
Yeah, and I got a homework assignment. We're rolling up on 20 minutes. We're about to land this plane, but if you listen to this and you've made it 20 minutes, which 20 minutes ain't a lot, man. Like people are getting so much benefit from this podcast. But if you've reached this far, hit that little share button and send it to your family, send it to your friends, send it to a handful of folks that are in that dark corner that need a lending hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know how hard it is to get out by yourself. But if you have a community, you have a family, you have an accountability partner or team, it's not going to be easy, but if you're rocking with those types of people and you see them doing what you aspire to do, I'll say it will be easier.
Mm-hmm.
So share this with somebody that needs it, guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So, yeah, we'll get ready to wrap this up. Another Monday in the Books Bad podcast in here with Brad. Hey, like you said, share with some family members, share it on your social, tag us, email Brad, get that screenshot action going. If you put it on the socials, email him. I think I got it. Where is it
Hey, I'm
at?
I'm gonna give out my personal email, Brad
Uh-oh.
at eagertorun.com. You can
There
even
you
reach out
go.
to my personal, Brad at eagertorun.com.
You heard it.
Yeah, send us a screenshot, guys. I'll put you in the running for a book. And you know what, Dawain, when we start to get to the end of the year, what I'll do is I'll start doing the pre-orders as well. So if
Mm,
you do a screenshot, I'll put your name in the hat for a pre-order for the new book,
nice.
Prep Rep Forever.
Prep
Yeah.
rep forever.
So
RRF. All right, Brad. End this off, brother.
hey, man, don't share your goals with somebody that doesn't have goals. Don't share your purpose with somebody that doesn't have purpose. Stay your route, stay your path. Do it for you.
Yes, sir. Till next time.